She's all set up. They're a firm favourite on restaurant menus. And they cost a fortune in restaurants, and they're only €4 here. How do you cook mussels at home?
Of course, he's there. How much is it? Nicola Halloran is here to show us how. Nicola, what are we doing?
We're doing some mussels today. Mussels are a firm family favourite of mine. I used to go to Sligo every summer with my granddad, and we get mussels, big bowls, loads of them. And I never really got into cooking them at home because I was a little bit afraid of them.
I think a lot of people, I'd be afraid cooking them.
Yeah, definitely. They're a challenging thing, but I've done a lot of research over the years, and I'm very comfortable with them now. So the trick is when you get them first, when you bring them home, leave them in the fridge with a damp cloth on top of them. So don't submerge them in water because that actually drowns them. It's a funny thing because they already live in water. So your first thought would be to put them in water. But then when you go to cook them, you want to take them out and put them in water to make sure that they all close up again. So that's the way that you can kind of tell.
And if they don't close, get rid of them.
Exactly.
Isn't that the thing?
And that's the whole thing as well. So when they're uncooked and they don't close, get rid of them. When they're cooked and they don't open, get rid of them.
Yeah.
So
now, because you were saying, because I was thinking in a restaurant, a bowl of mussels like this would cost you right few bob.
Yeah.
3 times the size of that bowl you would get for €4, you were telling me.
Yeah, exactly. So I got them from Kish Fish. So it's a fish supplier. You can get them delivered to your house or even in the local supermarket as well. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that they're nice and clean as well. So at this stage, you can kind of scrub off any of the little sea bits. So I have them here, and then I'm going to drain them off. Like, you tend to be able to see by looking in the bowl if any of them are open because they'll stick around the top.
How long are you cooking them for?
7 minutes in total. So it's a great one, at Christmas time. It looks like you've put a lot of effort in, but you don't have to mind them or do anything.
I like it. Well done.
So straining them off. Yeah, I'm all about kind of like no prep cook items. So things like this. I've got some pesto here. You can make it from scratch, or you could pick it up in the shop. No one will know when it gets to the table.
Pesto is really easy to actually make.
Really, really easy. So I kind of operate on handfuls when it comes to pesto. So 3 or 4 handfuls of a herb, a little bit of oil. Go a little bit lighter than you think you should on the oil because when you put pine nuts and things into it, the natural oil comes out of it.
Okay.
So the mussels go in.
So you'd really want to check that the ones that are
fully closed,
closed,
exactly.
And none of them open before you put them into the pan.
Before you go for it. And what you want to do now is I want to bring them up to the boil, so give a good bit of heat going into it. And don't be afraid if there is a little bit of water in there as well. And let it sort of just come up to the boil, and then we're going to essentially steam them in it. So you could do these in a big pot, but I like to do it in this pan because they kind of spread out. You can see kind of one layer across it with them. And now, like, if you're not into pesto or you want to do a couple of different things, because there's nothing to stop you, say, on Christmas, doing like mussels 3 ways or something, because you just do the 3 pots.
Well, the white wine is very popular in it, isn't
white wine is lovely with it. A good bit of garlic, some fresh herbs, a little splash of wine, even a little dash of cream, because, I mean, at Christmas time, calories and all that goes out the window.
Say if you're doing something like wine and cream in it, where you put the wine in now, would you?
Yeah, so you make the sauce with all of them. You make kind of the sauce first and you cook it in it because, as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of bubbles going on, and they're cooking away in that.
And you say 7 minutes, but I thought once they opened, they're done.
Yeah, well, now, that's the thing. So I'm going to put the lid on them, right? And you want it to kind of steam up and cook through it. And it's roughly 7 minutes. So I like to use a glass lid so I can see if they're open or not. And you can turn the heat right up at this stage as well.
And how long do you keep them in the water for at the start? Before you put them in?
3 to 4 minutes.
3 to 4 minutes,
longer.
sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
So if you're keeping them in the fridge, keep them as they are with a good, like, damp cloth over it.
And then
3 to 4 minutes there, because you just want to make sure that they don't stay open on you. Now, you can tap them and that kind of thing, but I just think it's a real fail-safe method. And actually, it's a great one to get the kids involved in as well, because I know seafood and shellfish can be a little bit scary to small people, but when you get them in and let them have a play around,
and you get to have crack with them like this.
Like this. So the ones that you have there, then. So if they haven't opened, get rid of the ones that haven't opened.
Exactly, yeah. So I always kind of tend to go with a slotted spoon so it can have a little look around, and all of these are nicely opened. And then I just serve with a little bit of parsley as well. And I think one of the the best things about mussels as well is how you kind of approach eating them. You can have a great bit of fun with it. So the first one, you can kind of go in with the shell and pick them out like that, and then use this guy as your sort of knife and fork with it.
To go with it, yeah, I'm doing that the whole way. I didn't really do that before.
And then stack them up like this as well into little things. It's a really fun kind of.
So excited about
And everybody, anytime I've seen them done, just as you're doing it with them, Maureen, and we have it here, just hot bread.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hot bread. I wouldn't
bread,
even bother with garlic bread for it because you just want to dip in and get the juices out and that kind of thing.
Like not slices of bread,
game,
big rolls,
yeah,
big rolls
exactly.
of bread.
It's a really immersive kind of
chunky
thing.
Mediterranean type food.
Definitely.
I've never had it with pesto before. Absolutely delicious. Nicola Halloran, thank you so much for this. Now, well, I really like it.
Loving it.
I'm into it.
Loving it.
Up next, actor Angus O'Macanati chats about his smash hit play Fight Night. I'll get some chewing gum. We'll be able to chat to him. Talk to you shortly.